All right, today we are diving headfirst into one of the great epics of world literature, the Ramcharitmanas. Now, this is a massive story, so what we're going to do is distill it down to its very essence, a timeless journey all about righteousness, incredible devotion, and, of course, that eternal battle between good and evil. You know, the author himself, Tulsidas, kicks things off with this incredible sense of humility. This one line really sets the stage for everything. It tells us we're not just about to hear a story, we are entering a divine narrative, something so grand that its own creator felt humbled just by the act of telling it. So, our story starts in the magnificent kingdom of Ayodhya. The entire city is just buzzing with excitement. Prince Rama, who is basically the embodiment of virtue and the rightful heir, is about to be crowned king. Everything seems absolutely perfect. But you know how these things go. In the halls of power, a storm is brewing. And here it is. Talk about a complete 180. This is the moment that kicks off the entire epic. On one side, you have the life Rama was born for, the throne, the palace, a future of ruling. And then, in an instant, it becomes what you see on the right, 14 years as a hermit in the wilderness. So how on earth did this happen? Well, it all boils down to some serious palace intrigue. Queen Kaikeyi, one of the king's wives, gets manipulated by her maid. She decides it's time to cash in on two old favors, two boons the king had promised her ages ago, and her demands are just devastating. First, she says her son, Bharata, has to be king instead of Rama. And second, Rama must be banished from the kingdom for 14 long years.
So what does Rama do? This is the crucial part. Does he fight for his throne? Argue his case? Nope. He accepts his fate without a single moment of hesitation. This is our first real look at his unbreakable commitment to Dharma, his sacred duty. For Rama, honoring his father's word, no matter how painful, is everything. He gets ready for exile, and his devoted wife, Sita, and his loyal brother, Lakshmana, refuse to let him go alone. They go with him.
Okay, so let's fast forward. Years into their exile, life in the forest is simple. It's peaceful. But that peace is about to be completely shattered, and this next event is what triggers the central conflict of the entire story. The demon king, Ravana, has heard of Sita's beauty, and he wants her. His plan is pure, cunning deception. He gets one of his demons, Maricha, to transform into this stunning, magical golden deer. Sita sees it, she's completely captivated, and asks Rama to get it for her. So Rama goes chasing after it, deep into the woods. And then the trap is sprung. The deer mimics Rama's voice, crying out for help. Lakshmana hears this, and thinking his brother's in trouble, he rushes off, leaving Sita completely alone. And this is the moment. With Sita unprotected, the 10-headed Ravana shows up in his true, terrifying form. He just grabs her and flies away to his fortress kingdom of Lanka. The stakes of the story have just been raised sky high. Now we have a hero's quest to rescue his beloved wife from an unbelievably powerful demon king. But wait, Ravana's crime doesn't go unchallenged. The ancient, noble vulture king Jatayu sees what's happening. He flies up and challenges Ravana without any fear, fighting with every ounce of his strength to save Sita. And while he fights so heroically, Ravana is just too powerful and strikes him down. His sacrifice is this first brave act of defiance against this terrible injustice. You can just imagine the scene when Rama and Lakshmana get back to their empty home. They're absolutely heartbroken. Their grief puts them on a desperate search for Sita, a quest that's going to lead to new alliances and introduce us to one of the most beloved characters in the entire epic. Their search eventually leads them to Sugriva, the king of the Vanaras. That's the monkey kingdom. They form a powerful alliance, and Sugriva gives the mission of finding Sita to his greatest warrior and most faithful devotee, Hanuman. Now, to really get what Hanuman is up against, you have to understand this concept of Maya. This isn't just about crossing a long distance. His path is literally filled with magical illusions and supernatural traps. He's not just fighting physical monsters, he's fighting reality itself being twisted against him. And Hanuman's journey is, well, it's the stuff of legend. He literally grows to the size of a mountain and leaps across the entire ocean in one go. He has to outwit a sea demoness who swallows him whole, and he escapes by shrinking to the size of a thumb. Using this incredible mix of power, intelligence, and pure devotion, he beats every single obstacle and finally makes it to Lanka, where he finds Sita, held prisoner in a garden.
Imagine being Sita in that moment. She is right on the edge of giving up all hope when Hanuman appears. He gives her Rama's ring to prove who he is and delivers a message. Rama is coming for her. After all that suffering, she finally knows she hasn't been forgotten. Hanuman gets back, and with that, the search is over. Now the next phase begins, the war. And this isn't just a war to get a person back, it's a war for Dharma itself. It's a cosmic battle to restore righteousness and put an end to evil. So, first big problem. How do you get an entire army across an ocean to an island fortress? The answer is just an incredible feat of engineering and devotion. Rama's army of Vanaras, monkeys and bears, build a floating bridge all the way across the sea to Lanka. The invasion is on. The war itself is just packed with these huge, unforgettable moments. You've got legendary duels, like when they have to defeat Ravana's giant brother, Kumbhakarna, who was sleeping for months. You have these incredible acts of devotion, like when Lakshmana is badly hurt and Hanuman flies all the way to the Himalayas. He can't find the specific healing herb, so what does he do? He lifts the entire mountain and brings it back. And it all leads up to this, the final, climactic showdown between Rama and the 10-headed Ravana. Rama is victorious. Ravana is finally defeated. His evil reign is over. But even in this moment of triumph, the story isn't finished. There is one last, really complex and emotional challenge ahead. The sheer devastation of the war is captured perfectly in this moment of grief. This is Ravana's own wife, Mandodari, mourning over his body. She sees clearly that his hatred for Rama, which is really a hatred for righteousness itself, is what led to the complete destruction of his entire family. It's a really powerful look at the true cost of evil. So Sita is finally free. She's reunited with Rama. But there's a shadow hanging over this reunion. She was a captive in another man's palace for a long, long time. And in the eyes of the world at that time, this casts a doubt on her honor, a doubt that has to be cleared for Rama to be accepted by his people as a righteous king. This question just hangs heavy in the air. It's a tough one, right? In a world that is so bound by strict codes of conduct and public perception, how can Sita possibly prove her unwavering purity and silence all the whispers and doubts? Her solution is the ultimate test of truth. She declares she will undergo the Agni Pariksha, a trial by fire. A massive pyre is built, and Sita prepares to walk into the flames to prove her innocence once and for all. With this incredibly powerful declaration of her absolute devotion, Sita walks right into the fire. And then, Agni, the fire god himself, appears from the flames, presenting Sita to Rama completely unharmed. Her purity is proven by the elements themselves. Every doubt is erased. Her honor is restored for everyone to see. And with that, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana finally return to Ayodhya. Their long exile is over, and Rama takes his rightful place on the throne. You know, in the end, the Ramcharitmanas is this profound exploration of Dharma, of righteous duty. It shows us again and again that righteousness isn't about what you say, it's about what you do. And that leaves us with a question for ourselves. In our own lives, today, what does duty demand of us?